If you have watched a few of our videos, you will know that most of our content is centered around self-optimization and how it can help you achieve success. We specifically focus on mindset and self-discipline, and we strongly advocate living in alignment. We believe that these three factors are the key to unlocking your potential. So you may feel a little confused when you see the title of this video. Don't worry, we're going to explain ourselves. Failure has a bad rep, but today we're going to address that rep, and hopefully by the end of this video, you will start to view failure a little differently. Welcome to the Cash Cartel, a safe haven for future billionaires and innovative thinkers. There are going to be many times in life where you get knocked down. Ideas, jobs, relationships, all of these fickle aspects of life are destined to undergo strain, and many of them won't survive. The good news is that you will. No matter what you go through, you will always survive. And you have a choice. You can choose to see these as failures, or you can choose to see them as learning curves. This requires a tool called perspective. Once you cultivate the ability to view situations from multiple perspectives and without emotion attached to it, you will truly be capable of overcoming any situation you are faced with. The word failure's direct definition on Google is the lack of success. Basically, it didn't work out. Now, the hardest part about failure is accepting the fact that you failed. Many people fail to learn from their mistakes and failures because they refuse to even recognize them as failures. It's likely a self-esteem thing. No one likes to be wrong, and so when it is the time to admit that we messed up, we usually opt for denial or ignorance. As children, we are taught that failure is bad. To fail in school is frowned upon. To fail at making friends is extremely worrisome. Failure is labeled as negative, and our natural human response is to avoid it at all costs. So instead of viewing failure as a learning curve and using it as an opportunity to grow, we run and hide because that is what we have been conditioned to do. This is why so many people struggle to celebrate the success of others. Humans are self-obsessed creatures. We are often biased towards ourselves, and we almost always think of every scenario in terms of ourselves. Have you ever shared an achievement with someone else? I can guarantee their first response is, "Wow, what am I doing with my life?" Or, "I really need to get my life together." This should not offend you or discourage you. They are simply acting out their natural programming. Remember to never take things personally. 99% of what people say and do is a pure reflection of what's happening inside of them. Unfortunately, your success and achievements will always shine a light on other people's failures and shortcomings. So, if you choose to walk this path, prepare yourself. It is a lonely one. If you talk to any successful person about their secret to success, they will likely tell you that it was their willingness to fail and the lessons they learned through those failures that enabled them to hone their skill to the point where they were able to achieve such great success. It was their courage to try again and again after facing failure after failure that enabled them to become the best at what they do. Being able to stand up, dust yourself off, and try again is a noble act and a testament to how much the human spirit can truly endure. You likely have a bad relationship with failure. You have not had much experience, and whenever you do fail, you experience emotions of shame, guilt, and embarrassment. These are unnecessary, and the sooner you overcome them, the sooner you can begin to acknowledge the gift that failure is. You see, failure presents a unique opportunity to learn and grow hands-on. Like everything else in life, the more you experience it, the easier it will become. So, the more you fail, the more comfortable you will become, and eventually, you will no longer experience these emotions. Eventually, you will begin to embrace failure, and maybe even pursue it, because it means that you are trying, and you are learning, and as long as you are doing both of those things, you are making headway. This is not an easy feat. It will take quite a few practice runs before you begin to get comfortable with failure. The key here is to learn to laugh at yourself. Humans have a funny way of taking everything so seriously. They get hyper-focused on themselves and their problems, and while life should be handled with care, we should not forget that we are currently on a ball of gas spinning through a galaxy of stars. So, the next time you stumble over your words or fail an assignment, try looking up and remind yourself just how miraculous and temporary everything is. Then shake it off and try again. Failure is the catalyst for either one of two things: growth or change. There is either a lesson to be learned, or failure is pushing to make a change in your life. Oprah said, "There is no such thing as failure. Failure is just life trying to move us in another direction. We often think in terms of worst-case scenario. We lose our jobs and go into a full-fledged panic. But what if you losing your job had to happen to create some movement in your life, so you could end up working at an even better company? We automatically assume that we are never going to find another job as good as the last. How do you know that the next one will not be better? How do you know that the failure was necessary to make space for an even greater blessing? I challenge you to question your own automatic thought process. Are they immediately negative? Are you always quick to decide that the world is against you? This is a dangerous way to live, because whatever you believe, you give power to. It's time to take responsibility for your thoughts and beliefs, and to use them more intentionally. We challenge you to run towards any opportunity you can, and to embrace failure when it arrives, and it will. Because this is essentially how you get better at anything in life. You will learn to accept yourself and others in a world that's seemingly intolerant. This kind of bravery and willingness will help you live a fulfilled life, because you will not be afraid to try, and that means you will be open to experiencing life and all of the gifts it has to offer, whether they involve pain or not. You know that there is a lesson in all of it, and you are grateful every time. Take action now. Continue watching our videos so that you can begin the journey and unlock infinite wealth and success in your life today.